So how can you take the words, the preferences, how to translate it into numbers? Well, what you do is you pick one alternative, not from the ones that we choose, which is very bad, and one which is very good. In the book by Isbell Game Theory, the example is A1 is I am owning $10 billion. A0 is I am in hell and I'm being burned alive on a frying pan by devils. Okay? That may be extreme, but imagine A1 is like, okay, $1 billion is fine. A0 is you have no money and you have to pay additionally some debt every month. Okay? So then what we can do, we can have a lottery in which we get A1 with probability P and A0 with probability 1 minus 1. So now you have a continuous scale. If P is equal to 1, that means what? We get what? $1 billion. It's very good. It's clearly better than any alternative we have. If P is 0, that means what? We're getting nothing. It's much worse than anything you have so far. All the money is taken away from you. So you have a continuous scale, and for every alternative you have is located somewhere between two extremes, which means that there exists some probability P for which you switch from lottery worse than this A to lottery greater than A. And this probability is what is known as utility of the problem. So utility is simply the probability of the lottery at which it is equivalent. You can view it this way. If you have, for example, I don't know, how much is for you worth eating some tacos al pastor? Okay, you have A0, 0 pesos, A1, 300 pesos. What do you prefer? 300 pesos by hand or eating tacos al pastor? Of course 300 pesos, right? Tacos are cheap. And then you just increase the probability until it becomes equal and you will find out the utility that you're willing to pay. What if somebody gives you $300, probably 10%, or you get tacos al pastor? Then you start thinking, right? Tacos, okay. So we have the scale. And this is the scale of utility. So, and there is, how can you elicit this utility value? Of course, if you start asking every person, and that's not what happened during the Mexico City design of the airport, because if you start asking what is probability is 41%, what is 49%, it will take forever. There is a thing called bisection. What is bisection? Bisection is very straightforward. How did Cortés conquer Mexico? Was it Cortés on one side with his conquistadores and all the native people on the other side? Guys, you know history. Was it like that? No. What Cortés did very successfully is he brought all the people who were oppressed by the ruling emperor to fight with him, and then he defeated these guys themselves. Same thing like Ildar knows. Russia for several centuries was conquered by Mongolia. I mean, you may have heard about Mongolia, you may have not. But the very fact that, how many have heard about Mongolia?